I began this journey of trying to understand extremism a very long time ago. I was in the UK. I was looking for a thesis topic, and two events, this is in the late 1970s, two events in my community appalled me. One was that a young Pakistani teenager was held on the ground 2 streets from where I was living, and a swastika was carved in his stomach with a razor blade. And then an Indian woman answered her front door not that far away, and she was petrol was poured over, and she was set alight. I had come from a migrant family who'd come to New Zealand with this image of Britain being a liberal, tolerant democracy, and I wasn't seeing very much of that tolerance at all. And so I thought I would try and understand. And so as I came back to New Zealand, I continued that journey of trying to understand. But it's always been important, and Whenua Taurikura will reflect this, always been important to work with those agencies, government and other, who have a responsibility in this area. And so I began in the 1970s working with what was then the newly created Office of the Race Relations Conciliator, and with Harry Danzy and Peter Sharples. But the other thing which we want to embody, and which I've tried to practice through my own career, is working with the communities. And so I began with the Niuean community in the 70s, with Jewish communities in Aotearoa in the 1980s, and with Māori, specifically Tai Whenua o Heratonga, in the 1990s, and more recently with Muslim communities. That understanding of the experiences of those communities, as Joanna has said, must drive our priorities, must drive our actions. The state and its various agencies, which are represented in this room, has an important role to play. But we have, in academia, tried to develop a much more extensive use of partnerships. We don't do research on people, we do research with people. And so as we begin to think about how we can make a difference in this country, then that partnership research, working with communities, is going to be hugely important. So at Whenua Taurikura, we are here to identify the priorities and to identify the gaps and to help fund and develop that research. That is our role. But after more than 40 years of working in this space, I thought I knew quite a bit about extremism in this country. I thought I knew about some of the social economic drivers, and I thought I knew about the people who were attracted to and who would become activists. And in March 2019, I realized I didn't. And I was disabused of, I guess, my own arrogance that I knew.